it, but I'm going to redact the names. That tells me that there are people involved in this who have yet to be charged with a crime. If this was somebody who's already been involved in a crime, or there's already been charges, or somebody that the Justice Department has already spoken about, those names would be in the clear. They would be unredacted. So I think right now there's some serious questions as to who's involved. We know, based on the mechanics of this filing, that at least one attorney is involved, perhaps several. And there's a footnote here in the filings, Chris, that says that one of the people involved has made substantial political donations in the past. We don't know to whom, and of course the president and no members of the White House are named in this.
All right.
So
Good morning.
Donations went to, but I think it's something.
So we have DKNG in the charts again.
Oh, don't kid yourself. I know that you and your team are.
We held that overnight, hoping that it would go up, and it went a little further down than
because it was originally from late
we want.
Filing. Do we know if the investigation is still going on?
Right, so there's indications.
So I'm thinking of doubling down just to get a profit on this. So basically, something that I never do, I might end up doing, just so we can get green for the month, and then move forward from there. But other stocks that I'm looking at, in case this continues to go down, it's going up right now. So I'm hoping it's going to do that. Although I don't think it'll go to my trigger today. Although it might, it's not far from it.
This is something that is still being actively looked at.
Yeah, I mean, it can go up or down $2 or $3.
This investigation was born out of another investigation. We don't know anything about that investigation. This was something that investigators stumbled upon once they were able to get a search warrant.
So we'll see how this opens. But other stocks I was looking at is
that initial investigation. So yeah, I
hold on one second.
Okay, Tom Winter, Kristen Welker, thank you guys. And right now I'm joined by former U.S. Attorney and FBI official Chuck Rosenberg, whose podcast, The Oath.
So I'm liking the fact that this thing sold off pretty hard, and that it could definitely go up. CRM is about a $2 mover. Let me see. About $1.50, $2 mover, so it's not that much of a huge mover like the other stocks that I look at. But this definitely can move $3 a day if the news starts to coincide with this. I mean, the news is real good. So this might be a 2-day hold. So if you're looking for a swing hit today, look for this thing to go up about $2 maybe. $1.50 for sure, $2. But if you're looking for a home run, I would say CRM is probably good to hold for about a day or two, because once the news sinks in of what they've done with the company that they bought, and I can actually put it up right here so you can see.
That's what this document is all about. And the judge said, yes, you can, because some of it is not privileged. Long, complicated explanation to say this is not a charging document. We don't know who did what. We don't know if White House officials were in any way complicit.
So they bought a company named Slack.
That they are not. It might have been too low.
And apparently many companies wanted to buy them, but they didn't want to sell, but I guess they were ready. So nothing but good news on this. So I'm thinking that, I don't know why it's selling off. I mean, most of my watch list is mixed. It's like maybe about 50-50 green and red right now. So as we can see, DraftKings start to climb up. I'm kind of hoping that it's just gonna go up, so I don't have to double down. I can just hold on to this for another day or two. But if I see it starts to decline a little more, I'm going to double down, get out of it green, hopefully. That's the plan. And then call it a day. So that way we can just go green for the month. I don't want any red days on this. I'm not what you're supposed to do, but fuck it. So Salesforce is one. Neo is another. Now, Neo for me is a little tricky because the American Stock Exchange wants to they look at all the Asian companies that are in the stock market, make sure they're compliant. Some of them don't want to do that, especially now with Lee, that came out with news that they were fudging the sales numbers. So we'll see. I mean, Alibaba, Neo, all these Asian companies, you know, some people might be just jumping ship because if they get delisted, God, what happens, dude? I mean, what if you're in it when that happens? It's kind of fucked. And then Zoom dropped huge. So I don't know. This has to do with the scare because the vaccine is going to be delivered. We got 4 biotech companies that are looking to get into them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I like the fact that it sold off hard. So it's at $396 right now or $398 right now. So I'm thinking this thing's gonna. I mean, Zoom can move like on a decent day, on a good day, $3. On a decent day, about $5. On a great day, $15, $20. So this thing can definitely reach, I would say, the 222, 223 mark. So as we get closer to the bell, I don't know what you guys are looking at. What are you guys looking at? Neo and Salesforce. Okay.
Side because of the way that he thinks about the Justice Department. I think the other thing is, of course, that there is a number of.
You're holding DKNG as well. Yeah, you should never hold, man. I mean, like I said yesterday, DraftKings is a good stock. It's a good company. That nothing but good news come out yesterday. So I'm thinking, you know, it's like it went on a tear for like 2 days, so it needed to cool down. Probably that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, so. I'm positive this will go up. I just might double down anyway, just so I can make a good profit off of it.
That he's done some of the things that are wrong, that maybe him and his children are involved in some sort of conspiracy. That, of course, is all speculation from critics of the president. But it has a lot of people thinking in Washington, D.C. about the fact that the president is thinking that his children need the protection.
So we have 20 seconds left to the bell rings. Let's see what happens with our beloved DraftKings. I own this long term, so I'm fairly confident, but I'm also looking at these other ones. I want to see what they do, man.
Since you mentioned Bill Barr, I want to ask you about any reaction you're hearing to him saying there's no evidence of widespread fraud. In fact, you tweeted that one Trump ally told you Barr has been, quote, a total failure. Because I was curious about that. I mean, he has been one of Trump's staunchest allies.
It's remarkable to see how many of Trump's allies, President Trump's allies, have turned so quickly on Attorney General Bill Barr.
So this opened at the average, which is an okay spot. So I'm going to double down, but I wanted to find a somewhat of a bottom before I double down. I don't want to just jump right in because I'm down. This essentially is not has become a swing trade. The reason I don't consider this to be back holding is because, well, one, it's a good stock and it can continue to go up. There's good news on it, you know. So I would have cut my losses at the 24 mark. So now we're reaching a low. So I'm hoping that this is probably going to bounce off of resistance right here, or support, I should say. And we see Neo looking like it's going to go up. It is around the average, so it can go up. Salesforce is between the average and resistance or support, so it has a potential for some nice room to grow. Zoom, you know, I was also looking at Baba, but again, these Chinese companies, man, it's already starting to go down pretty hard, man.
Podcast starts a second season. People should listen to it. The Oath coming up, as AG Barr says.
Wow, my watch list is mostly red, man. It's insane. Look at that. Shop Down 27, Tesla 24, Adobe 4, Zoom $11 more. Damn, that hurts, man. All right, so as we see DraftKings starting to
Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh.
Starting to make its way up. So what I'm going to do is I want to see where it goes. Like, for sure, I think it'll hit the support area or the resistance area right here. If it's a good day for it, because it sold off for 2 days in a row. I mean, it reclaimed half of what it sold off both days, just at lower prices. So CRM is to continue selling off. I'm liking CRM at the I want to say that, around what, 220? No, 219, 218. I think that's as far as it'll go. Maybe 216. NEO looks like it's starting to turn. That's the fear of being delisted. I think that's what that is. I'm going to probably stay away from these Asian stocks. As we see Zoom starting to curl up. Now, everything says to get in. I probably would have got in right there. I'm watching DraftKings. I just want to make sure that that I double down to make a profit. But I just want to make sure that I want to get rid of all the volatility right now in the first 15 minutes. At least most of it. Because, we know that the first 5-10 minutes, that extreme volume, people trying to get in, people trying to get out, oh, it's low, it's too high, oh, I want to get my money.
Delivered right to your door. That's why dog lovers are choosing the Farmer's Dog. A smarter, healthier pet food. Delivered. Visit tryfarmersdog.com and get 50% off your first
W. Yeah, W is down again, huh? You're looking at W again? You like that one, huh? Hey, you know what, man? I trade W. Yeah, W is nice, man. Oh, man, this is that oversold. Yeah, dude.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone. $6,800 below MSRP.
Yeah, W's looking real nice. Is W on here?
Discount for everyone today.
No, see, Baba's on there on the oversold. Facebook is on the oversold.
In the craftsmanship of the award-winning C5. Or light up your nights with the dynamic CT4. And treat yourself during the Cadillac season's best sales event.
Yeah, I don't see any recent news on W. I mean, I think this is just sell off from the
Visit your Southern California Cadillac dealer today.
From the Cyber Monday and Black Friday thing. I think that's what it is. I think it's just cooling down from that. But yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't buy in just yet, man. Wait for it to find a bottom. I mean, it's down like $5, right? $6. All right, so we see DraftKings starting to go lower. So I'm probably gonna get in. Double down real quick.
Today, Georgia is expected to finish its second recount of the presidential election, but the president is still not satisfied, continuing his false attacks on.
So the reason I'm gonna double down is because
election officials have clearly
to make a profit off this and to get rid of it. Because I don't like holding stocks. If my intentions were not to hold this overnight, then I don't want to do that.
For continuing to sow doubt about the election, even for inciting violence with their rhetoric.
A 20-something tech in Gwinnett County today has death threats and a nuke.
So what I'm about to do is don't really, you shouldn't do. So I'm gonna go ahead and double down on this right here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it a little. I want to see if this is gonna be a full green candle, or is it gonna be another red candle going down.
We need you to step up. If you're taking leadership, show some.
Vaughn Hilliard is in Gainesville, Georgia, with the latest on that story. That was such a powerful statement, Vaughn. What exactly prompted this morning from Gabe Sterling, and have the Senate campaigns there responded?
Yeah, good morning, Chris. I think it's important to note who Gabe Sterling is. He is a state official that works inside of the Secretary of State's office. He's in charge of overseeing the state's voting system. In Georgia, voters over the last 29 days, ever since November 3rd.
Okay, so like Neil's looking like it's going to start to curl up. I would have got in here as it just it got out of oversold. My lines are crossing. I would ride this up for maybe about 50 cents or so, depending how far up it's gonna go. I wouldn't ride it for $1. I would just keep doing maybe 30, 40, 50 cents depending on how many shares you get on NEO. But Zoom is starting to curl up, and I think I think W is probably found its bottom, to be honest with you.
That showed this contract worker, and it was ultimately a threat, along with the noose that were directed at this young man, that put Gabe Sterling over the top. Because not only did he say that he has also received these threats, but as well as the Secretary of State, the Secretary of State's wife, as well as him. And yet the President of the United States himself continues to call this a fraudulent election.
Okay, so we're hoping, I'm going to sell this at, so my cost base now is $50.05.
Republican senators who are up for their own election, David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. Sterling called out those individuals as well.
So I am 50.05. So I think since I dropped it just a little bit, I think that if it starts to go up, which I think it should, I mean, there's nothing telling me that it's going to go down more today. I don't think it's going to reclaim its 53, 54 mark from the previous day, not the previous day. Well, yeah, the day on what's Monday's highs. But it can definitely go up to here, to this resistance right here. All right, so NEO is now up $1 and change from its low. So W is making its way up. Already $4 up. Man, that's beautiful. All right, so let's see if we can go ahead and make a little profit on this.
Is this a new Buick? Secret Santa myself? I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. Wow.
Don't forget you this holiday season. Get an SUV from Buick. Celebrate the holidays with Buick. Now everyone can get GM employee pricing on most Buick SUV models. Use it to get nearly $8,400.
Yeah, everything is red, man. Damn. Look at everything is down. Oof.
Your happy place. Find your breaking point. Then break it. Every emergency gives you a potent blend of nutrients.
Yeah, I was looking at Beyond Meats as well, man. But Beyond Meats is like it's still going down. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go down a lot. I would just wait it out. But everything is red, man. I mean, the markets, pre-market were green. Now they're red. After the bell rang, it's red. I mean, not by a lot. NASDAQ has almost reached 1% down. That's all tech shit, mostly.
You don't get these savings or additional benefits automatically, so make sure you call now during the Medicare annual enrollment period to make sure you are getting all the benefits you deserve. If you're not sure you're on the best plan for you, just call the number on your screen now.
All right, so
Medicare benefits review.
My picks are starting to curl up. Well, wait, is the CRM starting to curl up? I don't have CRM on here. Let me see.
Additional benefits like home prescription delivery and expanded
yes, so
telehealth visits.
I chose NEO. NEO curled back up at least a buck and change. Zoom is already starting to curl up real nice as it's approaching the overbought area. I'm thinking, so this is already curled up. Wow. Look at that fucking move. From 394 to 408. See, I was looking, I'm like, Zoom dropped so much, man. It's gotta go up. That's nice. And then NEO starting to go up too. Yeah, my picks were, I didn't say Zoom in the chat room, but I did it in the other one. I did add Zoom to it.
To save money and receive additional benefits. Call 800-792-8271. 800-792.
Look, CRM dropped huge. I mean, it was a 2-day drop, and then after hours, it dropped even more hard, man. The thing dropped hard, man. And then Zoom dropped like almost $70 yesterday. So this is definitely going to go up. If it has a nice zest to it, I think Zoom can potentially go up to $20 today.
They can show us just how much they care. The first steps of checking in. The smallest moments. can end up being.
Yeah, so Neo, I think Neo's gonna go to between the 42 and change. I don't think it'll go any higher than that. Although it could be. Neo's been known to surprise you, man. I mean, it's $1.50, $1.50 mover now, but it looks like it's already reached that right there. So yeah, so it's up $2 from its low.
For a free heart failure handbook.
So
This is Freshly. Chef
I mean, I think maybe it'll go to like 43. I doubt it though. It's already reached its peak of what it can go.
All you have to do is enjoy. Get started today at freshly.com.
This morning, after months of radio silence, there is some movement on the next COVID relief bill. A group of bipartisan lawmakers proposing a $908 billion package that they hope...
All right, so we're going to hope that DraftKings says these higher highs and higher lows. So right now, it seems like the resistance is the open, 49.54. So we need that to break that resistance in order to turn a profit on this.
And then actually get it done. Garrett Hake is on Capitol Hill.
So yesterday it struggled with resistance as it popped over 4 or 5 times. So should have sold it on the 3rd. But it was just having a hard time bringing those resistances. It would pop up over a couple cents and then just go further down. So let's hope it's the reverse today.
The kid says, well, we're back in the car again. That was today in COVID relief talks. So,
it's a beautiful run on Neo. Who's got Neo?
I'm so glad my 90s movie references are helping people understand this. So, man, look, yesterday we did have a ton
You're still holding, huh?
on COVID relief.
Pink line's your break. Okay.
We're essentially looking at 3 different coronavirus
Zoom
plans. One put forward by Democratic leadership that is being essentially Democrats playing kind of a weak hand here. They had hoped to pick up more seats in the House, kind of make this a highlight electoral strategy. They didn't get there. So Democrats are pushing a similar strategy to what they've been doing.
I don't know. I mean, if you got it there.
The new Republican framework that Mitch McConnell started to unveil last night. It looks a lot like the Republicans that we've seen so far.
It's a $12 jump. Yeah, I would wait till maybe the blue line then. Fuck it.
Has the support of the White House. We've not actually heard from the president on this, and that's
like it's about to tap that blue line.
There's that third bipartisan framework put forward by a bipartisan group of senators, the Problem Solvers Caucus in the House. It's a really interesting proposal. It's about a little bit under $1 trillion, which avoids, irritating Republicans who don't want to spend that much. It purports to be kind of the Goldilocks option here, in which everybody gets a little bit of what they want. Unfortunately for this bipartisan group, none of its members are in leadership, and none of them are at the White House or even on their Senate side have particularly good relationships with the White House. So it's hard to see how that advances much further, all of which is to say there are interesting ideas on the table. There is once again discussion, but the clock is ticking, as frankly it has been for months, and it's hard to see how we advance much further from here.
So we're gonna hope that this is gonna continue to go up. I do think it'll probably go to this resistance line right here today, if it goes up for us. Which so far the market's down, but these stocks are going up. Well, CRM popped up for
Steve Mnuchin was at the White House, and he was
for about $4, and it's now starting to go sideways. Neo looks like it's
so how do you make it their position, Congressman?
gonna go down right now.
I'm sorry, it was Larry Kudlow who said that.
I'm not watching W, but I can look at it real quick.
The way you just described it, what you just said is that the American people are sick and tired of inaction, and they want us to get something done.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll go to the average, the yellow average.
Together, it's bipartisan, it's bicameral, and it's got 50 members of the House of Representatives behind it, and obviously 9 senators.
The yellow average is this line.
This is a great place. Both
right here.
Leadership on both sides going to present with
the one in between both orange ones.
This is, I believe, where we're going to land ultimately. And we can't go home and head home for the holidays without actually getting something done. You've got far too many people hurting now. They need help with extra unemployment. Obviously, need more resources for vaccine deployment. Our small businesses. The statistics are just small businesses are going out every single day, so they need more aid. The bottom line is, I think both sides are going to posture a little bit, and at the end of the day, we're going to land somewhere around what we presented.
How much of the pressure is building? We now have, for example, the Black Friday and Cyber Monday numbers, and they are disappointing. People spending significantly less than last year. Holiday spending is the lifeline so many businesses are relying on, especially this year. Do you think that there is pressure to get something done, and that gives impetus to your proposal?
I think that's exactly what leadership is facing right now. A lot of pressure from members like me who, I'm in New Jersey, a third of our small businesses have already gone out. And about 20% of restaurants have gone out of business. You've got a lot of people who can't feed their families. You've seen those lines at food pantries across the country. 40% of people, it's the first time they've ever been there. So the idea that we would do nothing is unacceptable to rank and file members of Congress, and I think that's the pressure point that leadership is feeling right now, and this is why I believe they're going to have to find a way to get together. We're just looking for them to talk, to sit down, like we have over the last weeks. We spent every day during the Thanksgiving week on the phone, hours a day.
All right.
Finding a common sense solution here. That's what we do in the problem solvers, try to actually look for ways to govern instead of just screaming at each other. And I think this is one of these moments, given that we are so close to getting out of the woods here, but you still got about 200,000 people who are getting diagnosed today right now with COVID, losing lives across our country.
So we need a surge
I just think it's unacceptable
for it to break this yellow average line. It's having a hard time. That's the current resistance.
And that's why I think we'll get something done.
So hopefully this candle gives us that surge to break through that and continue to go up.
Thanks so much for spending the time with us, Congressman. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Up next, Florida is now the third state to report more than 1 million coronavirus cases. This is Governor Ron DeSantis.
You can see he's having a hard time breaking that level right there. The yellow average is having a hard time breaking that.
Take matters into his own hands.
I felt like I was just fighting an uphill battle in my career.
So when I heard about the Applied Digital Skills courses, I'm thinking I can become more marketable.
You don't need to be a computer expert to be great at this. These are skills lots of people can learn.
I feel hopeful about the future now.
Unlike the cases on TV, a car breakdown is no mystery. It's gonna happen. I'm Ice-T, and nobody likes it when their check engine light comes on, especially when your car's out of warranty. Expensive repair bills. That's why I have Car Shield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of, so I don't have to. You gotta love that.
Having Car Shield's the next best thing to having factory warranty.
We chose Car Shield because we
No.
don't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Nope. Let me take a look at it.
When your car breaks down, you can take it to any certified mechanic or dealer, and Car Shield handles the rest. Your show-stopping coverage also includes roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage at no additional cost.
You don't have to be a detective to know that we all.
Oh yeah, this is definitely gonna go higher.
Those repairs can really add up. The good news is Car Shield helps.
Right. I was looking at the news on DraftKings from.
It's like having a
There's nothing on my platform to give me any news on DraftKings. Recent news. I mean, it does pop it up, but sometimes it could lag a little bit. So
we all know it's not a matter of if your car will break down, but when. So think of Car Shield like a guard dog that protects your.
But it looks like football. It's a soccer company or soccer TV company. It's like they're doing their own betting with soccer. Alright guys, let's see if we can break this, keep this momentum up on DraftKings. I want to get out of this. I want to see if we can get out of this before 7:30. Today I'm going to leave at 7:30. Go out for my jog.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified qualified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so the bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war,
CRM's continuing to go down. I'll be honest with you, I would like to see CRM continue to fall, to be very honest with you, because I want to jump in that and I want to hold it for at least 3 days. So knowing that they had nothing but good news breaking out on it, I would love to get this a little cheaper. Yeah, so
because at Dell Technologies, he stopped at nothing.
You got out of Zoom? Okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful run on Zoom, man. I was my first two initial stocks I was looking at, really considering, was CRM and Zoom. To be honest with you, more Zoom because of the massive drop it did than CRM. And CRM did have a decent drop as well, but Zoom had a massive drop. I really do think that Zoom's gonna fucking skyrocket today. I mean, I don't think it's gonna reclaim that $70 that it lost. Definitely not gonna happen. Well, yeah, it's not gonna go up $70. I mean, I've never seen a stock go up $70 already. Like, I mean, no. It'd be great, but yeah. So Zoom, I was really looking at Zoom, man. I had Neo and Bob on the corner of my eye, but that was because before I read up on the whole, the whole restrictions.
There's going to be a lot of people in the hospital and a lot of people that go to their grave.
I want to bring in Miami Beach Mayor Dan.
All right, so you know what I'm gonna do is I'm at 50:05. So just to go ahead and probably get a mini base hit with this at this point. I'm gonna see if I sell it at like a small little profit, not much, just so we can go green for the day, for the month. So I'm probably gonna do like
over 100 people checking up, counting hospitals each day over the last 3 days, and at the beginning of the month it was in the low 40s.
I'm doing it right there.
More than an increase in just a month in hospitalizations, and of course we haven't felt yet the surge that comes with Thanksgiving because of the way this disease works. You don't feel it for a couple of weeks. So we are in more than a precarious situation. And the governor, who seems entrenched in following a convenient ideology rather than establish.
All right, guys, we got out of DraftKings and we actually made a $15 profit, which was fantastic, guys. So we made $15 on that. So as it starts to climb higher and higher, I do think that it's going to reach the 51 mark today. But what are you going to do, man? I mean,
first thing is we are giving out citations, we're giving out masks, we just can't enforce
yeah, so I'll show you real quick. This is my buy screen, okay? So as you can see, well, $4 for the from the open and $15 for the day. So like $4. So we went up $4.
He is actually poo-pooing the idea of mask usage as something that.
So definitely a base hit. I was initially trying to sell it right here to give me that whole. Actually, no. Where was it? Right here to give me that whole 50 cents jump. But I'm not greedy. We took a base hit. We're green for the month, which is great. It's kind of a shame, man. I feel like that's why I never hold anything, especially when you got a small account. You should really never really hold anything, to be honest with you. I mean, get in with your lines to support resistance, and you can definitely capitalize on that. I went 2 days red for the month of November with the small account challenge. That's when we started it. We started that in November. We would have been about $50-$60 up, but because of those 2 days, we dropped down to $40 for the month. So we're gonna go ahead and build off of that. Okay, it's exactly how I started. Now that I have a lot more knowledge on understanding the stock market and understanding the way these things move. Like, look, Zoom is still a good play. Still a good play. Listen, the pandemic is not over, and people, a lot of these companies are starting to buy software companies to help the people that work at home. I mean, you got Salesforce that just got in it with the buy that they did of the Slack company. Zoom was basically the leader for all this, and then Microsoft. I don't know why Microsoft hasn't really taken advantage of that. I mean, people already use Microsoft, but like the video chatting, so I'm glad everyone went green today. That's fantastic. Good job, guys. Good job.
Maybe a couple of throw.
Yeah.
Get a strategy gut check from our trade desk.
You're still in W?
If you bought a timeshare,
I don't know. Let's take a look at it real quick.
Ugly truth. Timeshares are the only thing that you can buy that you don't know how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. It's like giving them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sounds crazy.
Well, you got in here.
The ugly truth is that this never
right?
ends. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, and 10 years ago I founded Wesley.
Well, I tested it 4 times already. I would have sold it there. I mean, if you're selling it, get rid of it if you want to make a profit today. How much money have you? I mean, if you don't mind, what are you up right now?
And no more timeshare. So call today. The call is free. The information kit is
okay. So wow, that's nice. Yeah, I think this is going to end up being the resistance, man. I mean, if it pops over that, maybe. I don't know if it'll pop over 244, man. So if you're green, get out of it now, and then, yeah, well, if you can't I can't get back in after I sold either, because I split up my capital half and half. So, but the goal is to raise your capital up, get these base hits for you to have the ability to get back in.
Eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. The brush roll mops, scrubs, and sweeps.
No shame at all in trading the same stock day in, day out. I mean, I will say diversify, because if you look at just one stock constantly, and that's the only one you're looking at mostly, and it's been good to you, but it's gonna have its down days. I mean, say that it's $1 mover on average. Just give that example, right? So we know that it's gonna go up at least $1. But with these stocks, if you look at the stats in the stocks, they drop a lot more than they do go up. They go down faster and go up slower. So since we know that, we try to take these little average pops that they have. So an average pop for Wayfair is $3, as we see here. It went to 240 from the low of 239, but you got in right here at 241, and it went all the way up to 244. So it's a $3 swing right there. Look at that. That's a mini pop. That's what we look for. And then we take a look at NEO. So I got NEO and Zoom on this chart here because I was looking at them. So we got NEO from the low here. So you already sold here. Who sold here?
When the time comes here. Meanwhile, in Washington, the word of the
Brandon. So yeah, you made a profit. But look, so we know that NEO moves about $1.50 on a good day, $1.50 on a good day, $2-3 on an amazing day. So from 38.43, right, to the high of 43.72. All right, so I think it's reached its peak today, dude. I don't think it's gonna go any further in.
President's own future. Our new reporting on another possible run for the White House.
I wouldn't suggest going back in, guys. Look, I mean, you can do what you want, but I don't think if you overextend your welcome, that's one of the issues with trading. With people when they learn how to trade.
As a health policy policy advisor in the Obama administration and is now an MSNBC medical contributor. Richard, let me start with you. Can you walk us through the timeline of getting the vaccine out to people, the logistics of doing that, and who in the UK is going to get it first?
So we finally now have a plan. There is a schedule, and there is a list of who will get the vaccines.
So we have a $3 and change winner today. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload this.
With this country receiving its initial 800,000 doses, the UK has
we'll go here.
40 million doses, which is enough for 20 million people. But the first 800,000
So I'm going to upload this.
arrive and to start going out next week. The first priority, the first group that will get them are emergency rooms and care homes, because in the case of care homes, the people inside of them are so vulnerable.
Wow, Zoom is, I mean, every stock I chose today went up. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, Neo is just ripping. Zoom, oof, man, I'm so pissed off, man. I should have sold. Well, you know, fuck, you know, you got to get over it, man. But I am gonna say I'm a little disappointed, I should say, that I held on to DraftKings for a lot longer than I wanted to. So, lesson learned, right? So what I took from that from yesterday was I have a trigger. I wanted to get to that trigger. But if I'm taking base hits and it was just 2-3 cents away from my trigger, I should have just dropped and got out of it. You know? Not knowing whether it was going to go up or down, because the market was green and everything set to go green, but it ended up going red. But so we got out of it. So mistakes to take, mistakes to learn from that would be: one, try not to hold overnight. Don't get greedy with it. I wasn't being greedy with it, but you know, if you already see a test resistance, at least by the second try, then try to get out of it. Then, if it tested it once and it goes again, you know, and you see it struggling, jump out of it. You know, get your green and go.
He's been working with his wife to develop this cutting-edge genetic research that has made this vaccine possible.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload this real quick.
And your wife and your lab have been working on this relentlessly. What does this mean to you personally?
And then I want to show you.
Our innovation with our development to be able to have many people to return to a normal life and ensure.
So there we go. So I'm going to show you my trader view.
And it feels really easy.
So a lot has been said about how the Pfizer vaccine needs to be kept at.
I'm gonna show you my trader view. So look, so there's gonna be days where you have it like this, you know. So we took a trade on Tuesday. It's blue because we held on to it to the next day, and it initially became a swing trade. We ended up making $3.86, which is what we would have made yesterday, with it just moving like 50-60 cents. So we doubled down. We got out of it. It's not a move I recommend for anyone to do. I mean, you know, if you just, you know, want to go green on it and take a small profit and stop the bleeding, although we never know when that bleeding is going to stop, but we can use our strategy to let us know when we can get in. But then you need to do the math. Like, how far up does it need to go in order for you to go green? Is it worth investing a little bit more money in to stop the bleeding? If it goes up, can you make a profit off it? What are you looking to do? Are you just looking to cut your losses in half, or are you looking to make a profit? Either one, you know, I mean, you end up just getting yourself out of a hole. I got myself out of a hole. It took a day for me to do that. Real trading with someone that's been doing it for about a year or so, struggling and finding the strategy, and then it took me a while, and then I started becoming very profitable with it. As you can see here,
I think we're going to start to see this happening here on our shores. Yeah, Casey,
so this is when I started. So you can see here, you know, I mean, look at the rows of red and green, and as I started to understand more and more, you know, we started going less and less. November being the best month as far as, you know, losing 2 red days only right there, the 9th and the 25th. So we're going to see if we can go December all green and take and ante up these base hits. to, you know, into the $10, $15, $20 marks. Although some of you are already doing that. Well, if you have more capital, you can buy more shares.
Mirrors very closely the UK, but remember, Casey, our scale is obviously
then your basics will be a lot bigger. So being that my shares, I left in what I started with when I first started trading. I took out profits twice already. Second time was for the purpose of showing people how to trade with a small account, trading large cap stocks, and initially going into these $50, $40 stocks that can move $1 or so. So we can see here, NEO just ripping it, man. It's like NEO is defying everything that you learn, right? So I think 44.39 is going to be its cap. I mean, this thing has already gone up $5, man. That's insane. Zoom, the stock I was looking at today, what I would have got into and rode that wave at least to this point here, right here at 409 is where I would have got out. That would have been a beautiful $15 upswing. I mean, that's insane. Beautiful. I want Salesforce to maintain where it's at. I don't want it to go any further up than this. If it goes, I think it'll probably go to 27.
Yeah, it's very challenging, Casey.
27.58. That's what I think it's gonna. Right, I think that's as far as it's gonna go if it goes there, because it's $7 away. This is not a $7 mover, so I'm not sure if it's gonna reach that point right there.
Number two, I think what they're reflecting in that report, which I also got a chance to look at briefly, is the fact that they're seeing such immense spread, and you're probably hearing about it, Casey. I'm hearing about it, seeing it in patients who swear.
So Zoom hit the 422 mark.
When a virus gets to this level of infectivity, that we're starting to not be able to really accurately pinpoint where people have gotten their initial infections from. And as a result, they're giving it to people without even knowing.
So I don't overtrade. Like, you don't want to overstay your welcome. Not that I can't find other entries on the same stock. You can find multiple entries. You know, like NEO right now. I think NEO is a little bit overextended, to be honest with you. I mean, it flew up almost $5. So we see here that NEO's having this problem breaking that level, 43.79. So more than likely, it's probably gonna find a support level, maybe around the 42 mark, if it's gonna start to cool down. So it's looking like it's gonna break 43.79. It's at it right now. But it can pop up and then just come down. I think it's way overextended, to be honest with you. I mean, it went from overbought. This is what it does, right? So if you look at the RSI, you see how it goes from overbought back down to the. Let me make this a solid line.
Developing stories that involve presidential pardons. First.
Okay. So we know that it went to overbought, came down to the average, went back to overbought, went down to the average, and then right now it's hovering right under the oversold area right there. So it's having a hard time breaking that. It popped up. It's popping up over it, but I don't know if it's gonna rip through. Well, it ripped through right now, but okay.
At the same time, the New York Times was first to report that President Trump has privately talked with his advisors.
All right, so new level to reach. It looks like it's going to reach the 44.39. If it does, I'll be very, very impressed with this stock. So I think that I don't think it'll go past this 44.39. I think maybe it'll break it just a little bit, but if anything, the most I think it'll go is to 45 and change. So I'm gonna put right there. The reason I'm doing that is because it's literally in the middle of the orange and the green line, which is the overbought line.
NBC's Kristen Welker is with us from the White House, and also here the reporter who first broke that pardon story, Washington correspondent.
Okay. So Zoom, fantastic. Look at that run, and I still like Zoom for the next day, for sure. So I think what Zoom's gonna do is after this massive run, I think it'll probably come back down to the 404 mark, maybe, or maybe
conversation.
The 413. 413. I think it's gonna. I'm gonna put price alerts for both these areas, just out of curiosity.
Amid this report.
Right. Well, Casey, according to the sources with whom I've been speaking overnight, the broader backdrop.
So I put price alerts like that, just to test my knowledge. Wait, hold on. Let me go ahead and.
He feels concerned about what might happen.
I didn't do that right. At or below. There we go.
He and his family members, his close associates.
Just as test, I do this to test my knowledge, and I use it as a learning tool as well. So basically, what I do is, after looking at charts for so long, they tend to repeat themselves quite often. So normally when a stock has this massive run, it's gonna start to climb down a little bit. That's people are gonna start taking their profit.
President Trump about these, saying that it's 100% a lie. But it's also important to point out that, look, President Trump recently pardoned Michael Flynn, his first national security.
So knowing that it does that, eventually you're gonna have a combination. Talking about Zoom, you're gonna have a combination of inexperienced traders, newbies maybe, that see this, are holding on to it, riding this wave up, and then short sellers start taking notice about this stock. So there is a website you can look at, right? So I'm going to show it to you. So what you can look at,
parallels to pardons of close associates or people that you work with if you're the president. Let's watch what Giuliani had to say then.
There's no justification for that pardon, and it was a
so here's the website, guys.
That should have been pursued more.
So it's called Short Squeeze, shortsqueeze.com. So what you do is you enter in the ticker symbol right here. And then on the bottom, it'll show you the percentage of people interested in shorting the stock. So we have 8%, 0.8%. An increase or decrease in short percentage on this stock is minus 2%. So that tells me that no one's taking notice of Zoom right now to short it. So this is more of a long bias stock today. So we can see evidently that it went up massively. I mean, this thing went up like almost $26 from the low. No lie, man. That's insane. So, shortsqueeze.com. You can type in any ticker symbol in here. If so like CRM. Let's type in CRM. Let's get the quote. So the short on CRM is 2%, and it increased by 37. So CRM, good news for me today, because I'm gonna be looking at this mofo tomorrow. I'm also gonna be looking at Zoom tomorrow. NEO, you know what, man? If NEO reaches past this $45 mark, I want it to drop a little more. I mean, it's still high. Because of the way the president has. I mean, it's still low compared to where it came from, so it has the potential to go back up. But also remember, this is a Chinese stock. China's going through some shit with the American exchange. They need to be in compliance, meaning they got to show their books, the numbers, everything. And then that news with Lee that came out that they fudged the numbers, the sell numbers. Yeah, so we're not too sure. So a lot of people are kind of freaking out. You can see Baba's evident of that. Although Baba's still a strong company, it's probably the richest company out there in China as far as e-commerce businesses go.
Well, and going outside of that formal process is in some ways what opens up the possibility or perhaps the thought that this president, Tom Winter.
I think NEO. I think it just went up $5 because of the massive drop it did. Like, it dropped for like 2 days straight. I mean, it had kind of dropped one day, went up, because of the delivery. It beat delivery expectations, and then so did Xpeng. So here's a fun fact: why Neo? If the fear is all gone, the fear is all gone about being delisted if they don't come into compliance with the NASDAQ or the NYC, whatever exchange they're associated with. The NYC, they're part of the NYC. So the New York Stock Exchange. That's what this is part of. So China loves to dance, and they're all going with the EV car companies. Xpeng, their stock went from $20 from it IPOing a few months ago. And I want you to take a look at this real quick. So we're gonna get rid of Zoom. The Zoom is just heartbreaking, man. Oh man, it's so annoying. That wasn't a big part of that. That was one of the stocks I was looking at. So I think it's XP. There we go, Xpeng, right there. So look at this. I mean, this was literally like at $60 at one point. I mean, you see, it was at 64. It dropped all the way down here to 46, and now it's back up there to 52. The reason that this stock is doing better than Neo, even though Neo is a better company, is because this company offers a sedan. For some reason, China residents love sedans, but Neo's coming out with one. They just announced it, and it's not just a sedan; it's a luxury sedan. And with the whole subscription of the battery, so you can get the car cheaper, Neo's gonna blow up. So I would day trade Neo. I mean, I would definitely still gonna be in the charts. This guy, I got it on my watch list, but I'm also gonna add XPEV. I'm gonna go ahead and just add that real quick because I haven't really been paying attention to this, to be honest with you.
Love that point, Tom. This is not something that the news is.
I don't know if this is like $1. If it's $1 or so mover, then it's definitely going in the watch list. But I have to go back to the previous days. But I'm gonna keep it on there as I go through my watches every single day.
Also making other headlines this morning. What he's contradicting the president.
So let's upgrade the scan and see what's on the scan. The oversold scanner.
Plus, with a soon-to-be smaller majority in the House, are Democrats going to have to settle for a smaller COVID relief package? Coming up next, Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger is here live.
This is Decision Tech. Find a stock based on your interests or what's trending.
Alright, as it loads up, quite a few more stocks on here. Let's see if we can find anything worth looking at. Microsoft's on there.
My kids, they know I'm a scientist, but it's hard to explain to them.
Home Depot's on there. Home Depot's on there. Oh, that's got to be from the Black Friday surge. It's down $4 today. $4.
I wasn't just trying to help them go out and play again.
So it looks like Neo beat my first, surpassed my first prediction that I was going to not pass. Now it's 44.39. So I think 45 is going to be its cap today, and I think it's just going to go down from there. Well, not like drop. It could, but I don't think so. I think it's just going to hover around that price range. Probably go up 50 cents or so from that price range where it's at. So look at Xpeng. Xpeng flew. Wow, like $8, $6. $6. My God. I'm definitely gonna take a look at this. Look, EV sector is booming, man. I mean, China's going all EV. Like everyone needs to be driving an EV car. Communist country, they can do that. They can make you do shit like that. All right, so I see you got a W. Nice profit. Who jumped at the Zoom? I want to know who jumped at the Zoom. I mean, if you jumped at the Zoom, oof.
The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, sleep with a cold, med.
Roger. Nice. Nice, man. DraftKings, just right. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so you do what I did. I don't do that. You should never really do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, DraftKings is an okay stock. I mean, you could have held on to that for the next day, and it probably would have went higher. I don't know where it went today. How far further it went today. Let's take a look at that real quick before we end our day today. Let's see.
Every price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
So as you can see, DraftKings kept going higher for us. My initial sell price was at $50.55. So we can see it surpassed that right now. I do think it's going to go to $51. I think 51 and change. I think 51.
Before we saw the negative items on there.
51.15. I think maybe it'll reach.
Bad credit is forever.
It may surpass that just by a little, but I don't think it's going to go that much. So,
They say a lot of things about credit. We say
right, I made like a $4 profit on that, man. I mean, from open for the day 15 because of what the price I got in and everything. But
Welcome back. What if President Trump
no, you didn't make that.
giving him a big setback around his unfounded claims that the election was
Well, you know, show me your P&L screen so I can show you what you're looking at. I have mine popped up. You're looking at day. Day is what you made today. Open is the profit you made from when you bought the stock. So, for example, if you buy a stock today, open and day are going to be the same numbers. But if you hold on to it for the next day and say it goes down, so your day is going to be your day and your day is going to be a lot more down than your open, or your open is going to be a lot more down than your day. So it's like a balance that way. So if you made money, you hold on to it and it kept going further down, and you double down like I did, your P&L is going to be from the open. That's what you made off the stock in general. For the day, you made that much. Yes. Alright, so another green day. So, well, today was my first day green as we went red for the first day of December. Second day of December, we're green for the day, which is great. So we're green. We're starting the month green. We want that. Alright, so now we can focus on other stuff. Tomorrow, I am definitely looking at, I'm going to keep looking at CRM and Zoom. Although I do go down my entire watch list. Today, the picks I chose today, I sent out today. Let's see, as the market starts to curl back up, very nice. Oh shit, what is that? Oh no, the market's starting to curl up, which is awesome. So,
and this argument that there was some sort of widespread conspiracy against him being elected.
So we chose Baba, Neo, Beyond Meats. And then I switched that up entirely after the news, man. I went from Neo still, CRM, Zoom, and those all went up. Beyond Meats, let's see, I think Beyond Meats is also doing a nice little curl. As we can see here, what it did here was, so it was very volatile right here, and then you could have got in right here in this candle. I would have got in here, and then it would have went red. So you would have got in here at 135.18, and I would have sold it right here on the second candle, 36.48, $4 and change run. So, and you know, Beyond Meats moves about $1 plus, so it's not much of a mover there. But this would have been an even nicer move. I mean, from 135 to 138, so about $3 right there. Yeah, so get in here, get out there for that dollar and change. If your lines, if you waited just a little bit, as we can see here, that the reason I would have got in here is because it was having already issues breaking that level, and this was the new support right here. And my lines told me to get in right here on this candle, the beginning of this candle, so I could roll that for $1. But if because it tapped support 3 times. It tapped resistance 3 times. It finally broke it right there. Right here is where it broke it. So I would have held on to it. So if it would have kept going on from here as support, but I was still green, I would have just got out of it. So Beyond Meats, one of the original picks, went green today. It's doing fantastic. So far, we are what? Neo 1, Zoom 2, CRM 3.
Continue to struggle. Just over Thanksgiving, I was volunteering at a large regional event called the Giving Card. It's an annual.
Yeah, this is a different chat room. I have a different chat room for you guys.
People who need additional support on Thanksgiving, and normally.
Yeah, so in this chat room, I sent in Zoom, CRM, and forgot to put it in my other chat room. But I go live every day. So
because of this ongoing health crisis
right.
and the economic crisis,
CRM, Zoom, Neo, all green. Beyond Meats, green so far. DraftKings starting to go back up, so we can say we'll count that as 5. And then Baba. Let's see what Baba did for us today. So Baba did a nice little sell-off right here in the beginning. Let's look at this real quick. So I had a nice little sell-off right here. As we can see that it opened around the sweet spot and it pretty much maintained here. So when did my lines tell me to get in?
Pandemic unemployment program, providing relief through housing assistance and food assistance, in addition to supporting our small businesses. Right,
so let's say that you got in here at 260.54. You would have sold it here because it's having a hard time breaking this. As you can see, it tested it once, twice, or on the 3rd try. So about $1 and change you would have made right there. And then up here, we could have got back in. If you have the capital to get back in, as I can see some of you do, then use your lines again. As you can see, and this one would have been even better as our yellow line is starting to come into play. So everything is crossing right here. You could have got in here basically around the same price and then ride that wave up, and you initially start using your blue line to get out of it. So from right here, so you know what, guys, not much of a difference from here to here. It's about $1 and change too. But if you would have held on all the way up to here, you could have rode that up for about $2 and change. So not much of a difference. So Baba, I'm not going to consider it a winner, even though it did have some nice up waves on it. But well, if we're looking to get in and out in the first 30 minutes, we did accomplish that because it did do that exactly. We could have turned a profit in 30 minutes. And then yeah, so Beyond Meats, and yeah, so I guess we're 5 for 5 today, guys. 5 for 5.
Because we do have to grapple with what McConnell is going to do since he controls the Senate. If that package passes the Senate, it's much smaller than what Democrats.
CRM it's going up slow, but it is up. It is up nice. It is up currently. About $8. That's nice.
Going to get their perfect package. Frankly, what we presented yesterday, the $908 billion, does not have everything in it that I would personally.
All right, guys, that does it for me. So we got out of DraftKings being, you know what? Let me add DraftKings to the list. I don't have it on here. I have it long term. So yeah, we're doing nice on DraftKings. Remember, I think DraftKings is going to reach $51 today, but none of you were in it. There's only one of you that had it with me. Everyone else made their money yesterday, so everyone made money today. Zoom did really great. Neo, wow. Neo, just wow. That's awesome. It really is awesome.
Crisis or going hungry, particularly at this time of
Alright guys, that does it for me, man. I am done for the day. Tomorrow's a new day. We are green for the month. Not by much, but we're going to continue to take these base hits, and then these base hits will start to grow more and more. Don't overtrade. If you already made your money for the day, call it a day. Turn off your computers. Do something. Whatever. Just don't trade. Don't overdo it. Okay? You made your money. Remember, if you don't make your quota, what you're trying to make for the day, it's fine, because you can just accumulate that for the whole tally of the week, and then you can make that money at the end of the week. So say if your goal is, I don't know, let's just say $50 a day, $30 a day. You made 15 today. Tomorrow you'll make, say 35. The day after you'll make 45. And then it starts accumulating, and then you can start making your grand total, which you wanted to make daily towards the end of the week. You can still reach that. So I wouldn't rush it on just one day, guys. You have the whole week, okay?
The security of our elections.
DraftKings. Let's take a look at DraftKings real quick. What a nice fucking move, man. Look at that. Beautiful run. I knew it was going to hit 51. I don't know. I don't think it's going to pass 52. Although Neo is giving us amazing stories right now.
To his electoral benefit, or to appease his ego, or whatever his motivation.
All right. Everyone's green. Awesome. Anyone still holding? I don't think so.
Of our democracy, which are fair and free.
No one's holding. Everyone's green. Fantastic. 2 days green, guys. Let's do it. Let's make the whole month of December green. Alright guys, that does it for me, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will send my picks out tonight. I'm looking at, and this time I'll make sure that if I change it up, I'll put it in both chat rooms. Alright guys, have a great morning. Go green.
And it isn't just that they want to see him continue as president, it's that he has them